Well, g'day, Max here again. Welcome back to the shop. So it's first thing in the morning here in Perth. The sun is just about to poke its head up, and yeah, we're getting some good progress done on our bits and pieces for the frame members. So we're most of the way through all of the drilling. The cutting's all pretty well done. So we'll have a quick wander on the progress where we are at the moment. So these are part of the roof structure, all cut and drilled. We have some of the parts for the columns over there, some girts over there still to be cut and drilled, and other parts of the roof structure here, which is the parts I'm working on at the moment. We're just drilling all the required holes for the mountings, and collar ties here. Over there yonder, we'll wander over. So we had another steel delivery come yesterday. So the pipes are for the veranda poles for the lean-to, and the RHS is for the lean-to, and as well as the sides for where the roller door goes on the main shed. And some flat bar there for some base plates for the column. Australian made. Yeah. Oh, well, I better swing back and get into the progress again. The sun's just coming up now, so we'll bring you back when we've got some more happening. Okay, we're back. It's the following day, so we've made quite a fair bit of progress, so we'll wander over. It's bloody hot today. It's only just after 11:30 in the morning, and we're already at 37 degrees, so we've got some shockers coming up. So probably we'll hit 39 at least today, and then we're into the 40 tomorrow as far as we know with the weather. So we'll have a quick look. Just hopefully it won't be too glary for the camera. So we'll head over. So we've got all our parts all laid out, and the first one here we have bolted together. It's just loosely bolted together. We still have to square it all up. So we've completed this one, and then we're just going to bolt the rest together, and then we'll set the collar tie, which is a brace that goes under the apex across the bottom there. So once we've got them all assembled up and ready for standing up, we'll bring you back. Now, this is a little shade spot I had to set up on my workbench. Just a couple of bricks and a bit of old board just to keep the drill and everything out of the direct sunlight. It gets that bloody hot you can't touch anything. So, well, we've reached our target temperature, 41 degrees today, so she's a warm one. So we might pull up and have some lunch, eh? Hey, we'll crack a cold beer. Cheers. Okay, yesterday was Boxing Day, so I managed to get the first of the shed frames up, and of course it has that funny looking diagonal brace. Where are we? That one running down there, and that's just a temporary brace put in place to support the top. And of course we just got ratchet straps to hold it all up, because we have a lot of easterlies in the mornings here, and things tend to move around a bit too much. So we're on now with the side girts, which are the joiner pieces which join the frames together. I'll get all those prepared, and then we'll pop the next frame up. So we're back in the poo shed today because of the easterlies. Are blowing pretty harsh out there. So what we're doing, we're just preparing the girts, and these go in between the columns. So we've got holes marked out and then a piece to be notched out on the end. So this will be our master template. There's a left and a right, and of course these brackets will sit, they go in underneath and it connects them to the columns. So we've got a heap of those to do today, so we'll get them all knocked off out the way. Well, g'day, we're back again at the new shop. So as you can see now, we've got 3 portal frames up, and this weekend, well, it's Thursday today, public holiday tomorrow, and I'd like to get the remaining 3 and all the girts in place by Sunday is the plan. So we'll wander over, have a quick look. Oh, I've got a scissor lift coming today, so that will help us get the higher up pieces, a couple of temporary braces put in up there until we can get all our purlins run along, which I haven't ordered yet. So my plan was just to get this basic frame up over this Christmas break, and we're going pretty well on track to get it done. So let's have a quick wander. So over on this wall here, we just have some temporary bracing, ratchet straps and cable bracing. It's a bit hard to pick up. Yeah, this row of diagonal straps here just helps support the apex structure, and as I think we explained before, these angled braces coming down here are just a temporary brace that we fit in while we're lifting the portal structures up, and it does give the structure a bit more stiffness because we have strong easterly winds and it plays havoc unless you've got everything really braced. You'd come back the next day and the thing would be a twisted mess on the ground. You'd have to start from scratch. So we're just laying out some more girts because there's a lot of lefts, rights and inverted upside down. It gets quite confusing, and we'll get some more of the portal frames up today, and we'll get some temporary bracing across the apex of the roof structure. So we'll bring you back when we've got a bit more done. And we've got an overcast day today, so that's a good thing. I don't know how long it will last for, but yeah, we've been cooking here in the heat, so it's been a real battle, but we've soldiered through it, and we'll continue on. Okay, well, we managed to have a good crack at it yesterday. We got the last 2 portals installed on the end bays, and we also got our temporary supports up on the apex. Now, they're only temporary supports because I still have to order all of the rafters, so that'll be probably in a couple of weeks' time. We'll fit all the rafters, and those temporary supports will then, they're actually the lower girts which run down the bottom row from column to column down here. So we did alright with our scissor lift we hired on yesterday. Now I don't have to return that till Monday, so that means because it's a public holiday today and a weekend, Saturday, Sunday, tomorrow, I only have to pay 1 day's hire for 4 days use, so that worked out great, and that made life real easy working up in these high parts up here. So our next mission is to start doing the bracing, the cross bracing, and also the vertical members that drop down from here down to this beam here, because there will be there's windows go across there up the top. So the old tractor done very well yesterday. It's jib extension and lifted the frames up no problem at all. But wouldn't have been able to get so much done yesterday without having a few lads drop in and give us a hand. So thanks lads, it was a great effort that we all done. And of course we cracked on with a few coldies afterwards. So anyway, I'll bring you back when we get a bit more progress. Oh, we've just got the last portal down here. We still have to assemble that up for the end bay. So she's looking good, all coming up nice and square. Well, the weather department is giving warnings late yesterday for strong damaging easterly winds. Yeah. So we came out alright. We got the chair over there to lean over. And, we've got lots of cable bracing and it's held our structure intact. So yeah, I was a bit worried last night what was coming. So today's plan is to get this last portal frame assembled and fitted up in position. As long as this weather settles down, it's supposed to slow, winds are supposed to drop off, I think about 8 o'clock this morning, so we'll see how we go. Well, we got one portal assembled up, it still has to be aligned and then tightened up on the ground there, ready to go up, but we're just going to call it for today. I think it's might have a crack this afternoon, but there's been reported wind gusts up to 90 kilometres an hour, so yeah, it's not really the best decision to keep going at the moment, so we'll be back. Well, finally those bloody easterlies dropped down enough to get the last portal in. So all of our steel work's up, all of our little uprights are up for the north-facing bay of windows. So wouldn't have been able to do it without the help of the scissor lift and the help of some great mates who came along and lent a hand as well. So thanks chap, thanks guys, you know who you are. Yeah, so next week we'll start fabricating the extensions for the veranda, which goes down the 20 metre length down both sides. Well, g'day, Max here again, welcome back to the shop. Noisy dog. So we're just over at my mate Glenn from Outershield Welding and Fabrications. This is his workshop. I'm just building myself a bit of a quick welding bench for my shop. And I will use this bench here at his shop when we make the veranda poles for the new shop. So we'll swing it down, we'll take a look. So I've got hold of this old bit of plate. It's 25mm plate, 1200 wide, 1800mm long. So we've cut our legs just using Glenn's bandsaw over here. So these legs were old Main Roads Department bollards, and they're now to be repurposed as legs for my bench. So I thought this was just blue paint on them, but this is powder coating, and good industrial powder coaters will zinc plate things before they powder coat them. So we've had to just grind off the zinc coating as well. So we'll get these legs set up and we'll get them welded in position. So we've got 48 of these brackets to cut out. So as you can see, we've got a straight cut and a bevel, 14-degree bevel. So 48 of these are for the mounting bracketry for the veranda for the shed. So here's your first issue. So we have our flat bar. So as you can see, every second cut is a different angle. Now, if I had a fixed head saw, I could, a swiveling head saw, I could probably change it for every angle, but even that's a lot of messing around. So here's how we do it, or here's my method. So our last cut, you can see, is a straight cut. And we have one of the jaws straight, and we have the other jaw on the 14-degree angle. So to do our next cut, slacken off the jaw, take our spacer out, slacken off the jaw a bit more. So we pivot our flat bar around till we're flush up against our angled jaw. Then we just nip the vise up just finger tight, just back it off a hair. Then we have our slug, which I'll just sit in there temporary. Now we'll do our measurement for our cut. Okay, we've advanced our stock through till we're at the right amount, which is 50 millimeters from the intersection of the blade and the stock to the end of the part. So what we do now, our movable jaw, just very lightly, just finger tight. So we have our round stock, our spacer, that gets slipped in hard there, and now I can tighten up the jaw. Our spacer's rock solid, and our material is on the angle, set at the right length to start the next cut. We'll fire up the saw. Okay, so our next cut is going to be a straight cut. Sorry it's shaky handheld, but my mag base, I usually put this iPad on when I film, is not in my possession at the moment. It's actually over at my mate's workshop. So we swivel around now, come up to our movable jaw, which is still set at 90 degrees to the blade, and we just advance our stock through till we set our depth, which is 50 millimeters on that side. Pop our spacer back in, tighten the jaw up and make the cut. So that's how one method of getting alternating angles, and the cuts have come out very accurate and nothing's moved or jumped out. And like I say, there was 48 of these to do and we've got a couple more to go, so happy days. The next process is to set them up in the punch and shears, and we'll punch 2 holes in. So we've got holes to put in these little plates, fish plates for the mounting for the verandas. So yeah, rather than drill all these holes, we're just using the punch and shears, or iron worker if you're from the northern hemisphere. This thing cuts, crops, does everything. Angle line and that in there, cuts flat bar down there, your rounds and squares, cut there. Yeah, so we'll run a few more of these through. Ready?
Yep.
Eyes shut?
Yep. Jeez, I can feel the heat and that off my hand. Look how far away my hand is.
Well, we got another warm one today, 42 today. So yeah, she's a bit of a struggle. I'm just putting the strap bracing on the framework, and let's take a heat gun. We'll go and have a quick look at see the temps of some of the materials. So my toolbox drawer's been open all day, and it's been in the shade all day. So let's see if we can get a temp on a spanner. So she's up there. So we'll go find something in the sun. Okay, here's the temperature of the concrete slab. That's cooking. Of course that's in degrees C. Even the camera's struggling today. There's a piece of wood, piece of form board timber. Yeah, it's pretty warm. Some of the steel framework. It's 74 degrees. Just replacing the temporary cables with this strap bracing, so that's 30 millimeters wide, 1.2 millimeter thick bracing. So I think we'll wrap this one up. Yeah, so the sunlight, the brightness is just blowing out the camera outside here today, so we have actually made a start on our veranda materials, cutting up the materials and the shots at Glenn's workshop. We're making the brackets for the veranda poles, which will be covered in the next video. So anyway, take care, have a great new year, and we'll see you in the next video. Cheers.